Hey guys, how you doing? This is Gary from Starfresh Personal Training, and today's video is simply going to be about protein. Okay, so when I get some of my clients, well, this is one of the first things I try and focus on when we're looking at their nutrition, and it's actually people find it really hard to sort of manage and add it in, simply because we don't eat that much protein generally, and when you're trying to add protein to diet, it can become quite difficult. So if you look at my little diagram here, I sure you love my diagrams now. The first thing you got to look at, okay, is total calories. Okay, so this is your total calories for the day. So this is different for everyone. Could be, so for me it's about 2,500 calories a day. Then if you're going to use MyfitnessPal, so this is going to be around tracking with MyfitnessPal. There are other ways which I'll talk about in a different video, but this is MyfitnessPal in particular. It'll pump out some numbers with regards to proteins, carbs and fats, and I usually sort of help my clients determine what number that is. Once you've got those numbers, okay, the first thing I want you to focus on is your protein. And I've used the same colours as in MyFitnessPal, so you've got green for protein, blue for carbs, red for fat, okay? So you've got your total amount of calories, and within that total amount of calories you want to try and get your protein in. So protein is going to come up with a chunk of those calories. So, not getting too complicated and technical, 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories, okay? So if you're going to have 100, so you're going to base this on 100 grams of protein, that's going to be 400 calories out of your total of your whole sort of diet, okay? So that's just a side note. So people really struggle to get more protein in your diet, and I'm just going to show you how easy it actually is. And you know, once you realize this, it's not going to be too bad. What you do need to do is do a little bit of planning, okay? You do need to think about what it is that you're going to be doing, and the whole idea about this is to, you know, is have a plan to move forward. So don't just try and do things on the op or ad hoc. It's not going to work for you, okay? I'm not talking about prepping tons of meals. I'm just talking about thinking about what it is that you're going to be eating and where your protein is going to be coming from. And once you understand that, you're going to be able to implement it into diet. And for the first the first few times you do it, it's going to be a little bit challenging, but once you get used to it, you're going to suddenly realize that's what I need to do, and you just do it. So put this into perspective. 100 grams of protein could come from 420 grams of chicken, or 400 grams of beef, or about 600 grams of fish will all give you 100 grams of protein. So in a nutshell, it's about 400 to 500 grams of meat per day that you need to be eating to get 100 grams of protein. So in addition to that as well, on a side note, you will get protein from things like yogurt, from bread, from beans, and nuts and legumes and all sorts of things. But to make it really simple, we're going to try and get you to plan your diet around complete protein sources. MyFitnessPal is awesome because when you track in all your numbers, it calculates all these things for you. So let's just say you're using Greek yogurt. It might be, say, 10 grams of protein in the yogurt and 15 grams of carbs, and in MyFitnessPal it'll calculate those for you, so you don't have to worry. But we're going to just try and focus on whole pieces of chicken, or of protein rather. So you might think 420 grams of chicken is a lot to eat. Well, it's not really. If you think of it over 3 to 4 meals per day, it isn't that much. So you're looking at 100 grams, say you ate 4 meals a day, it's 100 grams spread over 4 meals, and 100 grams of chicken in one bite isn't that much, it really isn't. But it's just what you need to think about. So if, for argument's sake, you're usually a lunch and a dinner kind of person, where you're going to split your protein up over maybe breakfast, lunch and dinner, so that's 3 meals, you're going to probably want to divide your 100 grams of protein between the 3 meals. So it's about 30 grams of protein for your lunch, 30 grams of protein for dinner, and for breakfast as well. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. So it really isn't that much, okay? So what I'm going to show you is what I've done today. This is my day. So far I've eaten about 100 grams of protein so far. I'm going to have some more food soon, and it'll probably top up, and I'll try and make it to about 160. That's usually what I try and do. So I'm going to show you what food I've eaten today, and then you're going to see how I've got my 100 grams of protein in today. So I've just basically written down what I've done today. Let's move back here a bit. What I've done today. So these are going to be, this is where I've got my protein from, okay, today. And you know, it might be different for you, but this is how I've got my 98 to 100 grams of protein so far today. And that will definitely go up, and I'm going to show you how I do that in a second. So I've had, I've not put all my food here. I've just taken out the sort of protein, or where I've got my protein sources from. So the big ones are going to be tuna, so two small cans of tuna, and that worked out to 170 grams and 170 grams of total, which that gives me 31 grams of protein right there. I've had 200 grams of Greek yogurt, that gives me 12 grams of protein. I had 60 grams of peanuts, or peanut butter I had. I had it with like an apple and things, and that's quite a bit. That's given me 15 grams of protein. I had 200 grams of egg whites, and I usually combine that with my milk as well. And it's not like egg whites you just open like from raw eggs, it's pasteurized egg whites in a container. And usually I have about 200 mils of that. It gives me a good sort of clean protein to use. That's 23 grams of protein. Then I've had 2 slices of Vogel bread, and that gives me 8 grams of protein. And then obviously my 260 mils, or a cup of milk, 9 grams. So all in all, so far, it comes to 98 grams of protein. So straight away, it's actually been quite easy to do that, okay? And I don't have to worry about it too much. So what I'm going to show you now is so they just, that's what I've done today. And I've tracked it and I've logged it, so it's pretty easy for me to do. But all this now is well within my calories, alright? So I think I've only had about, I don't know, maybe 2,000 calories today, if that. And I've managed to get 100 grams of protein into that. So if you think about it and you're smart and you actually look at what it is you're eating, it's actually not that difficult. So let's just say I needed to bump this up a little bit within my calories. All I would do is maybe add, you know, some extra, so maybe 200 grams of tuna would give me 36 grams of protein. 250 grams of Greek yogurt would give me another 6 grams to make it 18 grams of protein. Egg probably wouldn't go too much of the peanuts because there's quite a lot of fat in peanuts, so obviously this sort of thing will sort of adjust. Egg whites, I could go 250 grams or 300 grams of egg whites, and they'll give me another 10 grams of protein. So by increasing the protein portions will give you more protein for the day, and like as long as you're trying to hit this number, you're going to be absolutely fine. So what I'm going to show you now is what the rest of my evening is going to look like. So I've written on the board, okay, so I've had 98 grams of protein so far, and I need to get a little bit extra to hit my sort of protein goal, which is about 160 grams a day. So I know already when I go back upstairs to have my dinner, I've already prepared some chicken mince, okay, and it's just going to be a bit like a spag bol type meal, I guess. I know 250 grams of protein, because I'm already thinking about it, would give me 62 grams of protein. So straight away then, my combined total protein is going to be, 160 grams of protein, which I've hit, bang on, job done. And that's how I do it, and that's how it becomes quite easy. So for you, I can't give you the complete answer to this, because you just need to play with it. You need to play with the numbers, you need to plan your meals, or at least know what protein source you're going to be having with each meal. And once you do that, just tally it up. So wherever, go into MyfitnessPal when you're thinking about it and play with the numbers to hit your protein target. And what I tend to do was, when I was learning and when I was starting off, is that for the next day, obviously I take the frozen chicken out of the freezer, whatever it is going to be, and I would just do this. So for breakfast, I would go, okay, what's my protein source for breakfast? Eggs, milk. So 3 eggs and milk would give me, I don't know, off the top of my head, 21 grams of protein for 3 eggs, maybe 10 or 12 grams of protein for some milk, 30 grams of protein for breakfast, right there, done, so I know. Then I go into my lunch and go, well, what am I going to have for lunch tomorrow, because I need to plan that, because I can't just, chance it, because obviously I'm trying to lose weight. If I leave it to chance, I'd end up with a crappy McDonald's, so I just go in. So it's going to be chicken, 200 grams of chicken for lunch. That's going to give me, I don't know, 50 grams of protein. That's that. Then I go for dinner. What's going to be for dinner? Similar thing. Might be chicken again, or might be beef, or whatever else. Work that out, done. And then I look at my numbers and go, okay, so I'm now, I only need another 50 grams of protein throughout the whole day. where's my other protein going to come from? Well, I know I'm going to get a bit from bread. I know I'm going to get a bit from maybe a protein shake in the morning. I know I'm going to get some from Greek yogurt. I know I'm going to get some from nuts. And then what I would do then is just, once I've got my main meal sorted out, I would then just track everything. And then I would learn and know and understand where the rest of my protein is going to come from. And once I started to do that, I started to understand how to add more protein. So if, like, at the end of the day, I was under my protein goal, well, I'm under my protein goal, but I needed to be, so like sometimes you might be less on your protein, more carbs, more fat, but you still need to be within your calories. Day one's done, move on to day two, and then that becomes another day, and then you try and work it out again. So let's just say I didn't hit my protein goal yesterday, but what do I need to do differently today? Okay, instead of having 200 grams of chicken today, I'm going to have 230 grams of chicken. I'm going to have 230 grams of mince. I'm going to have 210 grams of egg whites. And then once I do all that, I track it all for the day. At the end of the day, look at my tally, see how it is. Did I hit it? Did I did it? If I didn't, that's fine. Next day, plan again and add it in slowly. And all of a sudden, what happens is then you've learned exactly how to plan your protein for the day and how to do it. So with this, okay, so reason why I always focus on protein first is simply because fats and carbs are energy sources, okay? So this is going to upset a few people who think low carb and low carb and low fat are going to help you lose weight. As long as your total calories are in place, this fat and carb slide, which you'd be pleased to know, can slide up and down. As long as I get my protein in place, my carbs and fat don't really matter. They're going to make up the rest of my calories for the day. And by doing that, I don't need to worry about my carbs and fats so much right this moment. I do still want to eat complex carbs. I still want to eat my vegetables. I want to get my fruit in. And by doing that, it's going to bring the fat down anyway. So they'll take care of itself. But protein is the main one, and the overall calories are. That is why I always start with protein first. Get your protein, then work the rest out. And the reason why it's important to get your protein in is because A, it's going to help you feel fuller over time. It's going to help you build lean muscle mass and maintain muscle mass when you're in the gym, which is obviously, this is a sort of the way I'd structure a gym nutrition, sports nutrition type setup. And you know, protein is more than just muscle building. It's going to help you, regenerate skin cells, hair cells, nails, everything. It's our building blocks of our body, and that's why you need protein in your diet. And when you're in the gym, all you're doing is breaking down muscle tissue, and you need to supply it back to repair the muscles you've broken down in the gym. Also, as well, there's a huge thermic effect of feeding that comes from protein, because something like 30% of the calories ingested from protein go towards digestion, which means that your body will work a little bit harder at digestion, meaning you burn a few extra calories off, which is obviously a win-win. If your protein is really sort of low and your carbs and fat are high, they don't have as much of a thermic effect through digestion as that does. So you're trying to get a double whammy, and trying to keep your calories under control, but manipulate the portion sizes of protein, fats and carbs to give you the biggest bang for your buck. Is it easy? No, it isn't that easy, to be honest with you, but it's not easy to start. Anything new is a challenge, and once you start having a go and start learning about it all, you're going to find things to be a lot easier. So just to sum up, okay, we've gone through all that, and if you take nothing away from this video, these 4 things are going to keep you on track, okay? Number 1, focus on complete proteins. When you're planning your day, make sure you're having complete proteins in there. Chicken, fish, eggs, beef, poultry, meat sources essentially, okay? If you're a vegetarian, you wouldn't be doing that, and that's out of scope of this video right now. But focus on complete proteins and plan it the day before. Have a really good understanding of what it is you're going to do for the next day. Number 2, take each day at a time. It's not going to be perfect every single day. It really isn't. But every single day you do this, you're going to learn something a little bit more. And as you keep on moving forward, you're going to keep learning. And it's not going to take long for you to nail this in. Probably within a week, you'd probably have it done pretty much easily. Adjust as needed. So if today you didn't get as much protein in as you should have done, don't worry about it. Tomorrow, add a little bit more protein in and try and get those numbers up and up and up. And number 4, stay within your total calories, okay? Don't just Don't then just go and eat protein because you need to get more protein in your diet. If you've tracked everything and you haven't quite hit your protein target and your carbs and fat are just slightly over, doesn't matter, stay within your calories, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to lose weight, you know, it's the amount of calories you take in are the biggest thing ever. If you're eating too many calories, even if it's from protein, you're going to put weight on, simple as that. So your calories are going to be set, stay within those calorie parameters and then adjust these as needed, okay? So stay within your total calories. And that is pretty much all it is. And there's not much more to than that. It takes a bit of practice, you know, and I can't do this for you because your diet is slightly different than mine, and I can just try and point you in the right direction. So end of the day, have a go, stick with it. It's really, really important to try and get this right. Like I said, don't worry about carbs and fats too much. If you get the protein right and you get your total calories right, the proteins and fats will take care of themselves. And then obviously I'll do another video about carbs and fat again anyway, but this is how you're going to pretty much do it. Hope it wasn't too complicated for you guys. Stick to the basics, and you know you're going to be doing really, really well. So like I said, guys, any questions, leave a comment below or send me an email or whatever. Subscribe to my channel if you like it, give it a share, give it a like, give me some love. Like I say, guys, start afresh. If you don't make a change today, how will tomorrow be any different? Cheers.